And the Drought Masters into ring 2, that's where Andrew is, and the Santa Gertrudis will be coming up into ring 3 up on my left hand side.
What's that? Oh, because of that machine, yeah. But how do we use that thing in this ring? Oh my god. Yeah, we already
Oh, good morning.
Your code for getting to your iPad.
Oh, a rise smile from up. GLENGLL. It's a made up word. No capital.
Our competitors, when we do get underway, which won't be very long now, for set 1. Finalists, together with the senior competitors with ticket number or with card numbers 48 and above. So the QCAS competitors and then the senior young judges with cards numbered 48 and above. That's into set 1, into ring 1. Ring 2 will be the seniors with card numbers numbered 1 to 47. That'll be in ring 2. You'll be assessing the Drought Masters, and all of the juniors to ring 3, you'll be assessing the Santa Gertrudis. So to assess the Speckled Parks in ring 1, the QCAS competitors together with the seniors with cards numbered 48 and over. To assess the Drought Masters will be the seniors with card numbers numbered 1 to 47, and to assess the Santa Gertrudis in ring 3 will be all of our junior competitors.
Can you go over to my car and bring the beef young paraders bag over? It's in the same spot as the other day.
That's what happens when I time back.
dear. You don't have to try to confuse me. I can do that quite successfully all on my own, thank you. Competitors, you will have, we'll have the cattle in the ring. There'll be 2 minutes parading. Then we'll stand the cattle up nose to tail for 2 minutes. We'll parade them again for 2 minutes. And then we'll stand them side by side for 2 minutes. And that's what you've got. You've got to do your adjudications in that time. So 2 minutes parade, 2 minutes standing head to tail, another 2 minutes parading, and then 2 minutes standing side by side, and then we'll get you to hand your cards in. Our over-judge this morning is Mr. Brent Evans from the Genderview Limousin Stud at Kingaroy. Had a very successful day yesterday, I believe, if I remember correctly, in the lead steer judging, and also show very successfully around all the country shows around the, I believe they have cattle in the Limousin judging here tomorrow. The Limousin breed is celebrating 50 years in Australia this year, and they are our feature breed for the exhibition this year. Right, now competitors, if you just stay to the edges of your rings, and if we can bring the cattle in now please, repeating that the cattle will parade for 2 minutes, they will stand head to tail for 2 minutes, parade again for 2 minutes, and then stand side by side for 2 minutes. So we've got the Ag Shows Queensland finalists and the seniors with cards numbered from 48 onwards, assessing the speckled parks. The other, yes, ready to go. The other section of the seniors assessing the drought masters, that's 1 to 47, and then our junior competitors assessing the Santa Gertrudis in ring 3. Oh, right. Okay, again, don't have to confuse me. I can do that very successfully all on my own. Now, don't start scoring on what you're assessing at the moment, because we will be swapping you around, and you will be assessing on sets 2. Assess everything. Oh yes, right. Now we're right. Now I've got you all confused now. Just make sure that you when you write down on your cards that you are assessing. If you're in ring 1 or set 1, make sure that's where you put your assessments for set 1. If you're in ring 2, make sure your assessments are against set 2, and similarly at set 3, because you will be then going to those other rings to assess. So just make sure you get your assessments in the correct order. Right, your 2 minutes starts now. Yes, you've got 2 minutes now. You can move amongst them as they're lined up head to tail. You've got 2 minutes there. Right, so young judges, if you can just move back to the edges of your rings once again, and we'll get the cattle parade again for another 2 minutes. There's no doubt about it, the country people are versatile. I'm told that one of our paraders here in this competition, one of our paraders was actually the other day judging dark rich fruit cakes or something or other, so there's versatility for you. Yeah, I think if we can line them up side by side now, and once that's done, our competitors can move out amongst them once again. Leave plenty of room there, handlers please, plenty of room between your animals. You've got just under 1 minute left on the group that you're assessing now, competitors, and then we will ask you to swap rings. So once we tell you your time's up on the group that you're assessing, we'll get the juniors who are assessing the Santa Gertrudis at the moment to go down to group 1, down to the Speckled Park ring. Those that are assessing the Speckled Parks will move to the Drought Masters, and those who are currently assessing the Drought Masters will move up to the Santa Gertrudis. Right, that's your 8 minutes. Competitors, so if you can swap rings now please. Repeating, those that were assessing the Santa Gertrudis, you will move down to assess the Speckled Parks in set 1. If you were assessing Speckled Parks, you will move up to assess the Drought Masters, and those who were assessing the Drought Masters will move up to the Santa Gertrudis. Please don't start judging just yet, and if you could stand to the sides of your rings once again. We'll need to parade the cattle once again. We do thank the handlers too for the job that they're doing, assisting the RNA and also Ag Shows Queensland in this. Right, if we can have the animals parading again, please. And then, competitors, you can start judging now as the animals parade. As I said, we do thank the handlers and the exhibitors of these animals for allowing us to use their cattle, and the handlers for parading them for us. Very important that we keep the young people, or that we get the young people coming through so that the show movement and the beef cattle industry can continue on with some young blood coming through to assess the genetics and the cattle that are coming through. We've got to keep the young people coming up. Now, for the benefit of our competitors, for the RNA Young Judges competition, both the seniors and the juniors, you will be commenting on the Santa Gertrudis cattle. That will be your comments, even though you are assessing each group. You will be commenting on the Santa Gertrudis. That's for the RNA seniors and juniors. Right, if you can line them up head to tail, please. Head to tail, please. No, head to tail, please. Oh, right, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be right. Alright, competitors, you can move out amongst the cattle now that they are lined up for you. Alright, competitors, if you can move back to the edges of your rings again, please. We'll be parading again in a moment or two. Alright, handlers, if you can parade off again, please. Right, if we can line them up now side by side. Handlers, thank you. Right, once they're lined up, competitors, your final 2 minutes now on the breed that you are assessing. Young judges, you've got 1 minute left. Right, competitors, if you could move, swap rings now, please. Again, if you were assessing the Santas on that occasion, you will move down to assess the Speckled Parks. Those that were assessing the Speckled Parks move into the Droughtmaster ring, and those who were assessing the Droughtmasters move over to the Santa ring. Thank you. Right, handlers, if you could parade again, please. And competitors, you can start judging once again. Could we have a teacher, one teacher from each of the schools who are represented? If you could come up to the tent, please. We'd like to talk to a representative from each school. Just the teachers. Thank you. Head to tail, please. Head to tail in the ring. Once they're lined up head to tail, competitors, you can move out to get out amongst your cattle again. Right, if you can move back to the edges of your rings again, please, competitors. Once that's happened, we'll ask our handlers to parade again. Again, we do appreciate your support, competitors, and the effort that you put in, or I should say handlers, the effort that you put in with your cattle here today. You've got a big couple of days judging with your stud beef cattle over the next couple of days, and for you to support this young judges competition with your cattle and to parade them like this, we do really appreciate it. Right, just a note now to competitors in the RNA Young Judges competition. If you have finished writing your notes and your assessments, if you've finished writing your cards out, if you could start and hand them in, please. We've got a fair bit of collation and sorting out to do here before we can announce any winners and so on. So if you have finished, RNA competitors, if you could start and hand those cards in, thank you. Alright, if you can line up side by side again, thanks, handlers. Side by side, please, handlers. Thank you very much. If you can hand your cards in once you have completed your assessments. Those who haven't finished your assessments, you've got 1 minute left. "30 seconds for those who haven't finished your assessments. You've got 30 seconds. That's time. Thank you. You complete judging. Thank you. Hand your cards in. Now, the Ag Show Queensland competitors, if you could start and gather at that exit just out there. Trevor Beckingham got his hand up there to try and get you organised. Ag Show Queensland competitors, if you hand your cards in for a start, that'd help. And then we'll get you out of the road so that our overjudge, Mr. Brent Evans, can comment on the cattle that you will be commenting on. Everybody should be handing your cards in now, or we should have them handed in, one or the other. Droughtmaster handlers, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just move down to the other ring, we'll bring the speckled parks up here. Our overjudge will be commenting on the speckled parks shortly, so if you can just move down there and you can relax a little bit. Thank you. Again, we do really appreciate the support from the handlers and the exhibitors of these stud cattle. They've got a big couple of days of judging to come up over the next couple of days, and to give their time and effort to bring them out and show them here for us, for our young judges, is a tremendous effort. You just line them up side by side, I guess. Yep, that'll be great. Thank you. Ag Shows Queensland young judges will be commenting on the speckled park cattle. Just getting the final collations of results to hand as far as points are concerned, and then we'll call them forward to comment on the speckled parks, and then we'll have our overjudge, Mr. Brent Evans, to give his comments also. Monica, where are we up to here now? Righto. Right, so our first competitor to speak will be Dallas Mollenhagen, representing the Burnett sub-chamber of Ag Shows Queensland, and he's from the Monto Show Society. He'll put the ribbons on the way he's selected these cattle, and then we'll ask him to comment. Just put the ribbon on over the animal's neck, and over to Dallas Mollenhagen. It's turned on. Keep it right up close.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, fellow competitors. Before I begin my speech here today, I'd like to thank the overjudge, Mr. Brett Evans, the Ag Show Society, the RNA, the sponsors, and anyone else who make it so possible. Today I was judging females. I was looking for a female that had consistency. A female that had that carcass trait about her, and still had that nice female attributes with the nice thickness and depth. That in mind, place these females in order of 1, 3, 2, 4. And the one in first place here today is just the oval heifer. She had that length, depth. I love this female for that strength in the head and that feminine outlook in this female. This female had tremendous udder placement and good overall capacity. And this overall thickness and overall strength across that top line, they put above female number 3. Female number 3 had that consistency. She had great capacity, a modest female capacity, and the overall leg that she stood on here today. She could bone, a modest female for that nice udder placement underneath. This female had good tracking ability, and as an overall finish and an overall fat coverage, I put above here today, being number 2. Female number 2 here today had a consistency. She had a nice feminine outlook, a minus female, with that overall thickness and that carcass trait she had about her. She had tremendous fat coverage, and just the overall strength across that forequarter and that hindquarter that put her above female number 4. Female number 4 had that nice strength in that front end. A minus female for the overall length this female had, and the overall size. It was the overall, I believe, she didn't have the bone and the capacity of the females above her here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dallas. Just before we move on to our next competitor, could we have Jess Martell and Madison Taylor? If you'd like to come back up to the tent, please. Your scoring sheets aren't quite correct, or I just can't work them out. I think Jess Martell and Madison Taylor are a couple of our senior competitors. Moving back now to the Ag Shows Queensland Championships. Second to speak will be Erin Dean from the Clermont Show Society and representing the Central Highlands. Yep, we'll get Erin to place the ribbons in the right order, the way she selected them. Put them on your animals the way you selected them. Sorting out the colours now. Erin Dean, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2023 ECA, and I would first like to thank the overjudge, the stewards, and the competitors for making this day possible. Now, I have placed these cows in the order of 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, in just going down the order. Now, the reason I've placed cow number 4 in first place is because she has this lovely, beautiful feminine head going straight down her body into her hip and pin. And this cow here in second, once again, really lovely characteristics for the Speckle Park and a really lovely feminine head. The only reason she's just slightly below second place here is just the fat in her udder that's collected up from feeding. This heifer here in number 3, she, once again, lovely heifer, lovely colouring, but she's just on that little bit of a smaller side, so she won't really travel that far in my opinion. And once again, just really lovely into her hip and pin. And this heifer here in 4th place, really lovely as well. She just fits the characteristics lovely. And once again, just really nice in through her top line, in through her back legs, and in through her udder. And that really just put her down here, just because she's got that really nice fat in there, and she was just really a little bit overdone on the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Erin. Jess Martell, we're still waiting for you to come back to the stewards' tent, please, to just to correct your placings. Next to speak will be representing the Central Queensland Subchamber of Ag Shows Queensland, Georgie Spencer from the Rockhampton Show Society. Go and place your ribbons first, Georgie. Thank you. Blue first, red second, white third, and yellow fourth. We just like to confuse them a little bit if we can. Over to you, Georgie.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I place these lineup of heifers here today, I'd like to thank the RNA Show Society, the Central Queensland region for giving me the opportunity to speak here today, the Overjudge for his time, and anyone else who can make this day possible. When I come out here today, I was really looking for a heifer that was going to be super reproductively sound and really structurally sound and overall show that plenty of breed character that I was looking for today. And the heifer that did that for me was heifer number 3. Heifer number 3 was my overall winner. She really walked out in the ring and showed herself off. She was also super structurally sound the way she walked out, and it was this heifer's overall ability to move and track out in the ring that got her over heifer number 1. Heifer number 1 was a brilliant heifer. I loved the body on this heifer. Super reproductively sound. Really nice and clean and feminine heifer. I really would have liked to see this heifer a bit more growth for age, but overall lovely heifer. And in third place was heifer number 4. Heifer number 4 was a brilliant heifer. I loved the big bodied heifer. I really would have liked to see her a bit more correct in that hind quarter, right down through to her pasterns, but it was this heifer's overall big body and ability to be super reproductively sound that's got her in third position. And in fourth place was heifer number 2. Heifer number 2, she was a lovely heifer. She had super big in that hind quarter. I really just would have liked to see this heifer a bit more growth for age. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Georgie. To comment next, representing the Darling Downs sub-chamber and from the Jandowie Show Society, Georgia Graham. Here she is this side, Monica. She'd come round this side. Place your ribbons, please. Yep. Blue is first, red second, white third, and yellow fourth. On. Yep.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I place my judgment here today, I'd like to thank our Overjudge, the RNA, the Queensland Ag Shows, and the owners and exhibitors of these cattle for making this event possible. I place these heifers in the order of 1, 4, 3, 2. The heifers I've got up in first and second today, I did see them as very similar heifers, but I've gone with heifer 1 here today as I think she's the overall package. She's a very feminine heifer. She's clean through the shoulder and got that great neck extension. She's wide over the top and carries that width and the strength of spine right throughout. She's very deep through the flank and in the hindquarter, and I think it was just the fullness and the capacity of this female that got her above the heifer in second place, heifer 4. This is another really lovely heifer. They're also very feminine. I just think she didn't quite have the muscle that I was looking for in the hind quarter. She's very long female, and I think it was the smoothness of her spine and her tracking ability that got her up above the heifer in third place, heifer number 3. Another really great heifer. She's just a little bit rougher across the top line, not quite as smooth through the shoulder, but she tracks really well. She's got great udder development, really clean through the flank and the hind quarter. And I think it was the growth and the overall style of these females that got them up above the heifer in fourth place, heifer number 2. This is another really great heifer. I really admire the capacity and the volume in this female. I just think she doesn't have quite the growth or the longevity of the females above her. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Georgia. We'll ask Alicia Faraday now from the Nambour Show Society and representing the Near North Coast sub-branch of Ag Shows Queensland to come and make her comments. Blue, red, white, yellow.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I pass comment on this lovely line of speckled park heifers, I'd like to thank the Queensland Ag Shows and anyone else who made this day possible. Today I've placed this line of speckled park heifers in the order of 3, 2, 1, 4. When I look for a heifer, I'm looking for her overall femininity, her overall reproductive soundness, and her ability to track out. For me, the heifer up in first place ticked all of them boxes. That overall femininity, that angulation in her hip to pin, and that width through her pins is what got her up in first place today. Coming down to second place, we have heifer number 2. She just lacked in that angulation through her hip to pin as a heifer above her, not taking anything away from this heifer. She was a lovely little wedgy little heifer. She held herself immaculate, and you really got to admire this heifer for her teat placement and that tidiness underneath. Coming down to third place, we have heifer number 1. This heifer just lacked in that teat placement as the 2 heifers above her, not taking anything away from this heifer. She was smooth over that shoulder, she was really long on that top line, deep through that flank, and she had that tidiness underneath, which I really admired about her today. Coming down to fourth place, this heifer just lacked in her tracking ability as the 3 heifers above her. She was extremely feminine, she was a deep heifer, and she was really wedgy with that narrow shoulders, which I really liked about her today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alicia. Next up will be a representative from the North Queensland sub-branch and from the Tully Show Society, Maeve Lowe. Here she comes. I'll ask her to place her ribbons in order. Over to you, Maeve.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I judge these fine line of Speckle Park heifers, I would just like to thank the Queensland agriculture shows, the overjudge and the breeders and exhibitors of these fine heifers. Today I've placed these heifers in the order of 1, 3, 4, 2. In first place I have heifer number 1. I really admire the evenness throughout she has. She has a very feminine head and the angularity from the head to hips is very on point. She's got very nice angularity from hip to pin as well, and I do admire her pin to pin width. What put her over the heifer in second place is her udder placement and the teat placement. I felt that was very even. In second place, I have heifer number 3. What put heifer number 3 over heifer number 4 today was her height and her width throughout. She also had that great angularity from hip to pin. And I really admire the evenness throughout. She's really structurally sound from stifle onwards. In third place, I have heifer number 4. I really admire the length, width and depth about heifer number 4 here. She has a very feminine head and she's got the angularity throughout. What put her below heifer number 3 today was just that angularity from hip to pin. I didn't feel that was as good as the heifer in third place today. And in fourth place, I have heifer number 2. Considering that these heifers were all the same age, I just felt that she lacked the height of the rest. However, she did have that really great spring of rib and she's very wide and even throughout. She does have a very nice angle from hip to pin as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maeve. Our next competitor will be Rhiannon Braithwaite from the Monto Show Society and representing the South Burnett sub-branch.
Alright, good morning ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming here today. My name's Rhiannon Braithwaite. I'd like to start by thanking the RNA Show Society, Queensland Ag, Brent Evans today, our overjudge, the breeders and exhibitors of these cattle, and anyone else that can make today possible. Today for me, walking around the ring, I was looking for a heifer that had that structural correctness, the growth for age as well, and today for me that was heifer number 1. Heifer number 1, you get in behind this heifer, she's strong, she's thick, she's deep, she's got it all. This heifer was the standout for me. She carried herself around the ring beautifully, and that's what's got her in first place today over my second heifer number 3, sorry. Heifer number 3, she's very similar to the heifer I've got in first as well. She's thick, she's deep. She just didn't have that structural correctness in the back legs as the heifer above her did today, and that's what's got her into second today. Heifer number 2, the heifer I've got in third, she's just under this heifer I've placed in second today for the growth for age of this female. She's strong, she's thick as well. All heifers are very structurally correct. She just didn't have that growth for age. I do feel she has the capacity and potential to grow into a beautiful cow. She just hasn't got there yet, and that's what's got her into third today over my heifer in fourth, number 4. The heifer I've got in fourth today, she did, when I looked underneath her, she had some dummy teats there, and that's what has put her in fourth today. This isn't an issue for her at the moment, but I just wanted to identify that and look for that. She was a little bit lacking in that structural correctness in the back legs as well, and that's what's got her in fourth today. Thank you to the breeders and exhibitors here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rhiannon. to speak will be Vienna Lions, representing the South East Queensland sub-branch or sub-chamber, and from the Mudgera Bar Show Society.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Vienna Lyons and I'm from Jimboomba, Queensland. Today it is an honour to adjudicate this lovely class of Speckle Park heifers, and I have put them in the order 4, 2, 3, 1. When judging my European breeds, I'm looking for an animal that's going to have that evenness of meat all through their body, being able to carry that carcass weight and just show great carriage capacity. For the heifer that I put up in first, heifer number 4, really just showcased all of those characteristics. As soon as she walked into the ring, she caught my eye. She tracks really freely and has great evenness of meat all through her shoulders, over her hips, and down to her hocks. She has great reproductive soundness, and I can see that through her smooth hip to pins, wide shoulders and wide hips, and really would just produce great calves for commercial stock. It was really just her ability to carry her weight that put her over heifer number 2. Another great exemplar of the breed. She really has that amazing carcass capacity, especially for a group that's only at 12 months. She has that evenness of meat all through her shoulders and over her rump, and she also has great reproductive soundness that can be seen through her wide hips and wide shoulders. And it was really just her great age, or weight for age, that put her over heifer number 3. Heifer number 3 also caught my eye. She showcases great femininity, and you can see that through her natural head carriage and elegance through her extension of neck. She has also a great weight for age, but it was really just that meat capacity of number 2 that put her in third today. Taking nothing away from heifer number 1, another great example of the breed. She has a great weight for age and great meat capacity, but was just outdone by the class above her today. Lastly, I would just like to say a thank you to the RNA and the Show Society and anyone who made this day possible. All animals are a credit to their breeders and handlers. Thank you.
Thank you, Vienna. Our ninth speaker and contestant is Daniel Ford. Daniel's from the Wondai Show Society and representing South West Queensland sub-chamber.
Before I place my comments, I'd like to thank the RNA, Queensland Ag Shows, the Overjudge and the exhibitors of these cattle. Today I went with the order of 1, 3, 2, 4. Now I really admired this number 1 heifer as soon as she entered the ring. She's a beautiful wedge-shaped heifer. She's soft right through. She's carrying that femininity right through her, and she's got a perfect teat structure as well. Moving down number 2, she's probably just lacking that overall wedge shape and width in her. But I do really admire this heifer for the femininity and length that she carries right through, and also carrying plenty of softness and tidiness. Moving down on to number 2. In third, I really did admire this heifer for the wedge shape and the softness she's carried. She's probably just a little bit overpowered by the top 2 today, but still a tremendous heifer. And moving into 4th place, I've got the number 4 heifer. I really did admire this heifer for the strength of spine, the tidiness and the softness through her. I just feel that she lacked the structural soundness as the top 3 today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Gabriella Stokes will be next up. Gabriella from the Lowood Show Society and representing the Westmoreton and Brisbane Valley Subchamber.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I pass my comment on these fine line of Speckle Park heifers, I'd like to take the time to thank the Overjudge, Queensland Ag Shows and anyone else who made this day possible. The order I placed these heifers in today was 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking for a heifer that's going to be able to go out in the paddock and produce calves year in, year out with any breakdowns. The heifer I put in first today, I feel like this was the overall winner of the class. When she stepped down into the ring, you could see that great tracking ability as she walked around. She also has that great width through her pins, and she has that great depth that I was looking for in udder placement. In second today is heifer number 2. This is a different style heifer to the heifer above her today. She's a lot thicker and has a lot more capacity in her. She also has that great width through the back ends, which I know she would be better off having a calf. It was just her overall growth for age of the heifer above her that got her in second place. In third today is heifer number 3. This is another beautiful heifer. There wasn't much between 2 and 3, as they're both very similar heifers. But it was the overall teat placement of the heifer in second that got her over the heifer in third, but she is another beautiful heifer. The heifer in fourth today, this is another beautiful heifer. I just felt like she didn't have the overall strength along the top lines of the heifers above her and the width through the pins, but she's another beautiful heifer and a credit to her breeder. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Gabriella. And representing the RNA now, the Echo winner, Piper Christensen, will be our final competitor to place her animals and to speak on her selections.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd just first like to take the opportunity to thank our overjudge, Mr. Evans, for volunteering his time here today, the Queensland Ag Shows for putting on this fantastic event, the owners and exhibitors of these tremendous heifers, and everyone else who helped to make this day possible. Walking into the ring, I'm looking for a lovely, even heifer. I want something with a lot of length down through the heart girth. She's got to be lovely and even, got to carry that capacity. I want something with a bit of bone. She's got to be nice and strong, and I really look out for the structural capacity, and I want them to walk out well. And for me, heifer number 3 just ticked all the boxes. She is a lovely, lovely heifer. She's lovely and long. She carries that depth down through her heart girth into her flank. You get behind her, and she's got nice width down through the pins, and she's got that lovely angle, hip to pin ratio. She's just an overall winner. She's lovely and feminine. She walks out exceptionally well, and she's got quite a lot of bone to her, and she was just my overall animal today. Moving down into second place today, heifer number 1. There was very little to split these top 2 heifers. However, it was just the lack of bone that put her into second place. However, taking nothing away from her, she is an exceptionally feminine animal. She's lovely and even. She carries that depth down, and she is lovely and wide down through the pins as well. However, it was just the little lack of bone through her that put her down into second place today. Coming down into third place, heifer number 2. She is a lovely compact steer, heifer, sorry. She's got that lovely depth down through it. She is by far the widest heifer here. However, I just felt she didn't quite have the capacity to grow past this. She is the shortest heifer, and I didn't think she'd really grow into much more. However, she is lovely. She's very feminine, and that's what put her into third place today. Over heifer number 4. Heifer 4, I did just falter for her structural capacity. She walked under herself just a little bit, and that's what's put her into fourth place today. However, she is lovely and feminine. In her body, she carries that depth down through her heart girth, down into her quarter, and she's got that lovely flank behind her, and that is what put her into fourth place today. Overall, though, these heifers would make an absolutely wonderful addition to anyone's herd. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Piper. We'll call on our judge now, Mr. Brent Evans, to comment. Firstly, he'll comment on the Speckle Park cattle. Then they can leave the arena, and actually we'll be finished with you, so we do thank you. But once Brent has spoken, you can leave the arena. We'll get the Drought Masters to come up, and Brent will comment on the Drought Masters, and then they can leave as well. Again, a big thank you to all of our handlers and exhibitors for the use of their cattle here today. To comment on his selections, our overjudge, Mr. Brent Evans.
Thanks very much, Keith, and firstly, thank you to everyone that's made today possible. The youth industry in Australia is a very important one to our beef industry and the whole agricultural industry, and the people sitting around this ring today, they are the future of our generation, and what we continue to do and strive for and make our industry a better place, and it's something that we should be very proud of, the way that everyone's commended and presented themselves today. You've done a great job. To the state finalists, congratulations, an outstanding job this morning. You've all spoken very well. It's just come down to, I'm just the person to score you at the end of the day. We all have different operations at home, all do different things, and I'm just picking these cattle on how I see them. Today, the Speckle Park heifers, I'll place them in the order of 1, 3, 4, 2. The little white heifer in first place, to me, she was the most structurally sound heifer in the class. I really admire the way that she tracks herself around the ring. She stands on tremendous bone. You look at her from the front end, I really admire that strength and femininity through the head, that neck extension she carries, that beautiful laden shoulder set, and she carries that top line, that strength of spine right through that top line and through that hind quarter. It's just that overall strength of spine that's got her over the heifer in second place, the next white heifer in number 3. Again, a heifer stands on tremendous bone, beautiful depth of rib and flank of this heifer. Perhaps not that overall depth of hind quarter of the heifer on top of the class, but a heifer with plenty of presence. The heifer in third place, the heifer number 4, again a very strong made heifer, plenty of carcass orientation about this female. Perhaps didn't handle her back legs as well as the 2 heifers up on top of the class, but again presented very nicely. We go into a completely different style of female in fourth place, in the darker coloured female in number 2. An early maturing type heifer, plenty of thickness and carcass about her. Again, I just didn't feel she carried herself around the ring as easily and cleanly as the rest of the heifers today. Thank you.
Now there'll be a lottery to see who gets the blue ribbon. You'll be able to keep the ribbons, we're told. Thank you very much to the Ag Shows Queensland. Thank you very much to our Speckle Park exhibitors. It's great. We wouldn't be able to run a thing like this unless people helped us like you do. So thank you very much. And then if we can just have the Drought Masters, if you'd move up to this ring, please, so that our judge, Over-Judge Mr. Evans, can comment on them. And then we'll be able to, I think, give you a result of the Ag Shows Queensland Young Judges competition. Then we'll move on to our junior and senior young judges who will be speaking on the Santa Gertrudis. But if we can have the Drought Masters up, please. We'll ask our Over-Judge again, Brent Evans, to comment on his selections out of the Drought Master contingent.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Droughty Bulls are the bull up on top of the class in tag number 2. Probably, again, the most complete young sire in the class for me. I admire this bull for that neck extension he carries. He's tidy through the shoulder. Really admire him for that thickness behind the shoulder and strength of spine and thickness throughout that hind quarter. He's tidy underneath, he stands on good feet and legs and plenty of bone, and he's adequately developed underneath in the testicles. Onto the bull in second place, a bigger, later maturing bull in my opinion. A bull, again, probably really smooth through that hind quarter. He didn't quite track as freely as the bull up on top of the class, and that's what's put him into second today. Bull into third, again, a different type of bull, perhaps a tighter made bull in my opinion. Again, stands on good bone and tidy feet and legs. Just, as I said, not quite that overall looseness of skin and to grow into a sire of the top 2 bulls in my opinion. The bull in fourth place, a later maturing type bull, perhaps not that overall strength of sire appeal through that front end as what the 3 bulls up on top of the class, but a bull that's tidy through the sheath and gets around well. Thank you.
Again, a big thank you to our Drought Master exhibitors and handlers. Thank you for your support there, and you can make your way back up to your stalls now. Thank you very much again. A big thank you to all of our breed supporters supplying these cattle for our Young Judges competition. Right, Santa handlers, if you'd like to move into this ring right in front of the stand, thank you. And we'll start and call on our juniors to speak. We've got 8 juniors, and we'll call on Brankston Ticini, Harry Orr, Heidi Futcher, Macaulay Green, Samuel James Wall, Isaac Ordis, Lloyd Newbury and Cody Payne. They will be our juniors who will require to speak. And then for the seniors, we've Cody Mortimer, Georgina Buchan, Ella O'Neill, Mackenzie Taylor, Taj Croker, Taryn Wells, Timothy Connor, Ella Clark and Liam Cullen. They will be the speakers who will explain their placings from the Santa Gertrudis cattle. So those 8 juniors, if you could come to the front of the tent please, those 8 juniors who will be explaining your placings in the Santa Gertrudis ring. Braxton Toshini, Harry Orr, Heidi Butcher, Macaulay Green, Samuel James Wall, Isaac Ordis, Lloyd Newbury and Cody Payne. If you could make your way forward please and make yourselves known to our stewards here just beside the tent. We've only got the first 3, so we need another 5 yet. Here's another one coming. And another one. Now they're coming. Samuel James Wall. We're waiting on. Here he is, but look at him. Right. Yeah, Braxton, you stay here. The rest will take you out the back, out of earshot, so that you can't hear what Braxton's got to say. And we'll put ribbons out there to denote Braxton's selections. And we'll ask him to comment on his selections in the Santa Gertrudis ring. Braxton Toshini, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello everyone. Before I start my judging, today I'd like to thank the overjudge, the people who did the breeding of these animals, and also the people who prepared today. My order is 2, 4, 1 and 3. The reason why I put 2 in first is because he's got a nice sheath and he's got a filled out long back, and the only thing that I would say is that he needs to work on just filling out a bit more. For second place I put number 4. Number 4 I put in second place is because he had good testicular development, he had a nice sheath and a good straight back. I put in third place number 1. The reason why I put number 1 in third place is because he had a nice shape, he had a filled out body, structurally sound, just needed to work on the length of the sheath. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Braxton. Our next contestant will be Harry Orr. It's turned on. It's turned on, you're right. Go.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I judge these fine line of cattle, I'd like to thank the overjudge, the breeders of these cattle, the handlers of the cattle, and all the people that made this day possible. In first place, I've put bull number 4. He had a really nice straight back line. His testicular development was really nice, and he was really square in the back end. In second place, I've put bull number 2. He had a nice even fat ratio. His stance was good. He tracked around the ring well. He just had a slight dip in the back, which lacked him from the bull in first place. In third place, I put bull number 1. He was a really nice looking bull. He had nice testicular development. He was square in the back end, and his sheath was nice and tidy. He just lacked from the bulls in front of him. In fourth place, I put bull number 3. He was a bull that was obviously smaller in the class, but he had a nice straight back line. He was good in the hindquarters. His fat ratio was nice, and so was his sheath. He just lacked from the bulls in front of him due to his how he tracked around the ring and his size. But I definitely think that he would become a really nice bull later on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Harry. Next to speak will be Heidi Butcher.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I place my comments, I would like to thank the Royal Brisbane Show Society, RNA, and breeders and exhibitors and the handlers today. Thank you. My order today is 4, 1, 2, 3. I placed number 4 in first place today because he just ticked all the boxes. He was nice and deep in the barrel. He had good testicular development, nice and wide throughout the back, and nice sirey head. Nice and soft to the shoulders as well. In second place, I placed number 1. He, very similar to number 1, he had nice testicular development, nice and wide in the back end, and good feet, but I just noticed that his back isn't as straight as number 1. In first place, sorry. In third place today, I placed number 2. Number 2 had good feet and a nice sirey head and nice and deep in the barrel. Just a bit long in the sheath and a bit not straight back. In fourth place today, I placed number 3. This bull, although he was nice and deep in the barrel and nice and wide throughout the rump, he was just a bit shorter than the others, and his feet weren't as nice as the others above him. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Heidi. Macaulay Green, if you'd like to come forward, please, and comment on your selections.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to thank the Overjudge, the sponsors and the RNA. I placed my cattle in 4, 2, 1 and 3. I like number 4 because he's nice, big, got even testicles, and yeah, he's better than a couple of the others. Next I put number 2. He's the taller and longer one, but he's just a little bit less lighter. Next I placed number 1. He's not as tall, not as long, but he has got nice muscle coverage and fat. And number 3, placed him in 4th place because he's just that little bit shorter type and a little bit smaller. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Macaulay. Samuel James Wall will be our next competitor to explain his placings.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I place my comments, I'd just like to thank the Overjudge and the RNA for allowing this to happen. In first, I have number 2. Number 2 had just that good condition, nice strong arm and forearms, but nice rump at the back, very, very masculine head as well. In second, I had number 4. Number 4 had good tracking, strong and long back, and a very clean sheath. Just the testicles I thought were a bit twisted. In third, I had number 3. Number 3 had a good rump, strong back, and just not as conditioned as number 4, but it would be a good bull if it had a bit more conditioning. And in fourth, I had number 1. Number 1 had a very masculine head, good tracking, but a bit more condition. Be nice on that bull as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samuel. Next to speak will be Isaac Ordos.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start on this... Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start today on this fine line of bulls, I would like to thank Westmoreland Anglican College and the RNA Show Society for providing me with this opportunity. Today, I have put bull number 4 in first place. This is because he has perfect tracking ability and he's quite structurally sound. He is very sire looking, and I really like this bull. I've put number 1, second. This is because of he tracks really well, just not as good as number 4. I've put number 3 in third. This is because he is a nice bull, although he's a little small. He has great muscular development, is quite even muscle patterning. And that's really what got him over number 2 today. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac. Next will be Lloyd Newbury.
Good morning, everyone. Before I start, I'd like to thank the Overjudge, the RNA, and the providers of the cattle today. I placed my order 4, 2, 3, 1. 4, 2, 3, 1. I placed 4 on top. He was a very large bull. He had muscle all through and square, shaped nice, width along the back, and just an overall nice bull. I placed 2 in second. He was a tall, long bull, just didn't have quite as much muscle as the first bull. I loved his back legs. He was nice in the back legs and strong, walked well. I placed 3 in third. He's not as tall or as big as the other bulls, but he's still got the nice muscle pattern, width along the back, and still a lovely bull. I've placed 1 in fourth. He's a nice bull, nice length, not quite as high as the 3 bulls above him, but still a lovely bull. Nothing to take away from him. They're all lovely bulls. Thank you.
Thanks, Lloyd. And the last of our juniors, ladies and gentlemen, will be Cody Payne.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I judge these nice line of bulls, I'd like to say thank you to the RNA, the Overjudge, and everyone else that's made this day possible. When I judge bulls, I look for their structurally sound and making sure they'll be able to breed. The order I place them in is 2, 4, 3, 1. Bull I got in first place, number 2. He has a nice muscular neck, good spring of ribs, and his scrotal circumference is nice. The bull I got in second place, number 4, he tracks out real nice. He has a good, nice, clean sheath, and his testicles were a bit twisted, so that's why he's in this place for me today. Bull I got in third place, he has a good, clean sheath, and he's a nice shouldered bull. The bull I got in 4th place, number 1, this bull I got in 4th place. He just could have had a bit more condition on him than the other bulls today. But thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cody. You've got a cheer squad here too. We'll move on to our seniors now, ladies and gentlemen, and the first to speak, first of our seniors, will be Cody Mortimer. Oh, you're here, right. Yeah, no, just tell Paul. Paul's got it. There we go, turned on. Thank you. But up close to your mouth.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start, I'd like to thank the Echo Show Society, the Overjudge, Mr. Evans, for giving us his time today, and anyone else that made this day possible. I place these bulls 4-2-3-1. Bull number 4 is just a nice meat machine. He's very thick, very deep, he's got great muscling, and it's just the overall power and depth about him that got him into first. Bull number 2, he's very tall bull, he's very growthy, he's got good bone. I'd just like to see him tidied up underneath a little bit, but he's got good bone. Bull number 3, he's got good muscling. I'd just like to fix a few structural issues in those back legs, and it was just his bone that got him over bull number 1 in 4th place. Bull number 1, he's got good sized testicles. I'd just like to see him with a bit more bone, and again, just fix up a few structural issues in those back legs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cody. To explain her placings, we'll have Georgina Buchan. That's done for you. Keep it right up close to your mouth, Georgina. It's turned on, ready to go.
Good morning, my name is Georgina Buchan and I'm here today proudly representing Scott's PGC Warwick. Now ladies and gentlemen, when judging stud cattle, the two main things I'm looking for is that they are structurally and reproductively sound. So with taking that criteria in mind, I have placed these lineup of bulls in the order of 2, 1, 4, 3. As soon as I walked into the ring over there today, Bull 2 caught my eye. He tracked beautifully and freely around the ring, and when standing he stood up square. He also seems to be reproductively sound with 2 even testicles, and he also has that sire appeal which I love to see. But I also really admire his strong top line and his large frame. Moving to Bull 1 in 2nd place, another masculine looking bull, and is quite similar to the bull in 3rd place here today. But I do believe he lacks the depth that Bull 1 has, but in the look of his testicles. But he's a good bone bull, which is why he's been placed over Bull 4 in 3rd place. I admire Bull 4's width to be the widest in the class, and he's also he's also developed well. He just wasn't up to the standards as the other bulls, and he just didn't track around as freely. Moving to Bull 3 in 4th place. He's the smallest frame bull here today, and he also tracks short when walking around. But I do admire his neat and tidy sheath, but overall I just couldn't go past Bull 2 in 1st place. But before I pass the microphone back over, I'd like to thank the RNA Show Societies, the Echo Showgrounds, the Overhead Judge, breeders and handlers, and anybody else who has made this day possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Georgina. Ella O'Neill, if you'd like to come forward now, please, and explain your placings.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Ella O'Neill, and I'm proudly representing Emmaus College Jimboomba. When I'm looking for a bull for my stud, I want one that's structurally sound, reproductively sound, and can work all day. For me, the bull number 2 did that. He had great testicular development and was very masculine throughout. He had great slope on his neck and had very lovely neck extension. He also tracks very freely throughout the ring, which got him over bull number 3, who's in 2nd today. Bull number 3 doesn't track as freely throughout the ring, but has a very strong top line and is very tidy underneath. Bull number 1 is put in third today because he has great masculinity and good testicular development, but he does not have a strong top line as the bull that I've placed above him. The bull I've put in fourth today is bull number 4. He has great masculinity, but he's not tracked freely throughout the ring as the 3 other bulls above him today. I would like to thank RNA Show Society, the exhibitors, and everyone else that made this day possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ella. Next to speak will be Mackenzie Taylor.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I place my comments on this cracking lineup of Santa Gertrudis bulls, I'd like to thank the Overjudge, the RNA Show Society, the exhibitors and handlers of these cattle, and everyone else who made this day possible. The way I place these bulls is in order of 2, 1, 3, 4. The bull I have in first place today, I just couldn't go past him. He had that overall length that I was looking for, that depth through his body. He was clean under the sheath, and he had a good set of testicles on him, and he tracked freely around the ring. Moving down to the bull I have in second place today, bull number 1. He's a bit of a smaller bull, however, I believe that he did have the depth. However, he just didn't track as freely around the ring and wasn't as structurally sound as the bull above him, and that's what put him down today. The bull I have in third place, bull number 3, I credit his depth and his width. However, just as he tracks out, he just doesn't track as freely as the bull I have in first place today. However, still a good bull. The bull I have in fourth place today, he's a very siry, appealing bull. However, I do believe that he's not as structurally sound as the bull I have in first place, hence why I put him down today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mackenzie. Taj Croker, would you like to come forward and explain your placings? Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank the RNA and Queensland Ag Shows for hosting this event, exhibitors and handlers for their time. Today I've placed these bulls in 2, 4, 1, 3. Bull number 2 really stood out to me. It was that masculine bull. Has that length, the width in the shoulders and hindquarters, and tracked out really well. Bull number 4 had similar traits. I just feel like his backline could overdone him. But bull number 1 was also very masculine. Has those width in the shoulders, just didn't have a tidy underline as the bulls above him. And bull number 3 also was very masculine, had that length, had that width about him. I'd just like to see him in a few more months. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Taj. Next to speak will be Taryn Wells.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ECHA 2023. Before I start judging this fine line of bulls, I would like to thank the RNA, the owners and exhibitors of these cattle, and last but not least, the Overjudge and the stewards. Without you guys, this day wouldn't be possible. Now, the order I have placed these bulls in is 2, 1, 4, 3. Now, the reason I have placed bull number 2 up here in first is he's just got that overall masculine look for me. He's got sound, productive testicles. And then he's just got it all for me. He just brought it all. He stood out to me as soon as I walked into the ring. And he just he brought it to the plate, and I would happily have him in my herd as my breeder. Now, the bull I placed here in second is number 1. He's a nice bull. He's got that masculine look about him. He's got that correct growth. He carries it out through him. But today, I just thought that bull number 2 stood out to me more than bull number 1. He still would be a great bull to have as your breeder, but in my opinion, I would rather bull number 2 here. The bull I have placed in third is bull number 4. He's still got that look about him. He's got the growth. To me, he just lacked a little bit in the looks and just the overall breeding look that you would like to have in your herd. Now, the bull I placed in fourth is bull number 3. He's got some of the looks. To me, he just lacks a little bit with his overall masculine look. He still would be a nice bull to have, but he just got outdone on the day. But all these bulls are a credit to their owner, and I would happily have any of them in my herd as my breeder. Good afternoon, good morning, and thank you again.
Thanks, Darren. Timothy Connor, would you like to come forward now and explain your placings?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I begin today, I'd like to thank the Overjudge, the RNA Show Society, and anyone else who's given me the opportunity to judge here today. This morning I was looking for a bull that showed overall structure, muscling, and fertility. With this in mind, I've placed him in the order of 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bull number 4 was in first place today, as I really admired the thickness between this bull's eyes that carries right through his body. This bull has really good muscling and overall structural soundness. It was his overall muscling patterns and depth of hindquarter and correctness through the front end that put him over the bull in second place today, bull number 3. A smaller bull of the class, I really admired this bull's sire outlook and strength of spine. It was his overall smoothness over the shoulder that put him over the bull in third place today, bull number 2. Another bull that carries himself well around the ring, I really admired the thickness that this bull has and the spring of rib. It was just this bull's overall structural soundness in his hind legs that put him over the bull in fourth place today, bull number 1. Another bull that stands on good bone and has good testicular development. I'd just like to see a bit more muscling on this bull. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Timothy. Ella Clark, if you'd like to come forward now, just while she's coming up. We've co-opted a few schools for another competition, a young judges competition for grain. So young judges judging grain. That'll be after the Paraders competition this afternoon. If there's any more schools who've got young competitors who'd like to be part of that, if you can come to the tent and let us know. Ella Clark to explain her placings.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start, I'd like to thank the Echo Show Society.
Right up close to your mouth, Ella. Get it up close to your mouth.
And anyone who's made this day possible. Today my order is 2, 3, 1, 4. Today I was looking for a bull who'd be able to carry himself well and be an addition to any paddock that I'd have. Today, bull 2, he was that bull. He has a great neck extension, he's deep, he's long, and he's tidy underneath. Today in second, bull 3. He wasn't overpowered, he didn't have the height as the other bulls, but he had that great neck extension and he had that depth that I was looking for. Today in third, we had bull 3. He's smooth, he's got a length, but he's just outdone today with the growth. Today in fourth, we've got bull 4. He just stepped short, he's a nice bull, and he was just outdone on the day. Credit to any exhibitors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ella. And our final speaker, Liam Cullen.
Good morning, everyone. Before I place my judgment on this fine line of bulls, I'd like to thank the Overjudge, the breeders and exhibitors, Echo Show Society, and anyone else involved. Today when I was judging these bulls, I was looking for a bull that could go into the paddock and make good calves for the market, and today that was bull 4. He was a big frame bull with nice testicular development, he had nice masculinity, and he was structurally correct. In second place I had bull number 2. He was a nice tall bull, nice masculinity, but his testicular development put him down. In third place was bull 1. He had a nice coat, his even testicular development, but he was just untidy underneath. And in fourth place I have bull number 3. He tracks well, but his lack of size put him down. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Liam. We'll call on our overjudge now, Mr. Brent Evans, to comment on his placings of these Santa Gertrudis bulls.
Thanks, Keith. Yeah, again, well done to all the competitors in the ECA today. You've done a tremendous job presenting yourselves, your families, and everyone in the community really well, and everyone around the ring and should be very proud, and most importantly, being proud of the way you've been out here today and presented yourself. I placed these bulls in the order of 2, 4, 1, 3. Bull number 2, I believe, again, was the most complete sire in the class. I really admire this bull for that overall growth for age that he carries, the way he gets around the ring. Very structurally correct, that bull stands on tremendous bone. He's tidy underneath and a really smooth top line and smooth muscle pattern. We then go into a very growthy and thick set bull in second place, number 4. A huge top line throughout this sire, a really deep hind quarter. I just didn't feel he carried himself quite as freely through that back end, and those hind legs is what the bull up on top of the class did, and that's what's placed him in second today. The bull into third place, again, a later maturing type bull. Smooth through that spine, plenty of depth through that hind quarter. Perhaps not that overall growth for age as the 2 bulls up on top of the class, but it's just that overall freeness and movement that's placed him over the bull in fourth place, bull number 3. I think I said earlier, maturing type sire. By no means is he ever going to be the biggest bull in the paddock, but a very strong throughout that spine and plenty of hind quarter through him.
Thank you very much, Corey. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for our handlers and exhibitors of these cattle, not only just the Santas, but the other cattle who've left the arena, but we do really appreciate the support that you give us in running this Young Judges competition. Right, can we have the Ag Show Queensland young judges, qualifiers, if you'd like to come out into the front of the tent, please. Our 11 contestants there. Oh dear, we have a laugh. Got to have a laugh. So we work backwards, do we? No. No, working backwards from 9th back up to the top, are we? Right, so if we can have Piper Christensen, if you'd like to come forward to receive your certificate. Gabriella Stokes. There she is. Daniel Ford. Whoops. Oh dear. Vienna Lions. Somebody was supposed to have all these certificates all in order. We'll do it this way. Right, we'll do it this way. Dallas Mollenhagen. Yeah, the easiest way to do it's in the order that we got the certificates. Maeve Lowe. Amber McLucas. Oh, where is she? No, Amber wasn't in there. No, right. Daniel Ford. Right, Daniel, you were waiting there a minute ago. Vienna Lions. Rhiannon Braithwaite. Alicia Faraday. Georgia Graham. Georgia Spencer. Erin Dean. Right, for our Ag Shows Queensland Championship, the runner-up, Dallas Mollenhagen. And Ag Shows Queensland Champion Young Judge for 2023. We'll just wait for Mrs. Skirman to get that sash tied. Our champion young judge for Ag Shows Queensland, Daniel Ford. So now for the RNA Young Judges competition, they're juniors, that's under 15 years. We will present the highly commended first up. And yeah, right. Oh well, in no particular order. Those juniors. What did we have? 3 and 5, 8 juniors who spoke. If you'd like to come out into the ring centre in front of us. So those 8 juniors who spoke on your selections, if you'd like to come forward. We've got 3, 6, 8. Right, we've got them all there. So firstly, our highly commended will present those ribbons. Heidi Butcher. Isaac Ordis. Cody Payne. Lloyd Newbury. And Macaulay Green. That's our highly commended. Third placing, Samuel Thomas Wall. You've got a good cheer squad there by the sound of it. Second place to Harry Orr. And that'll leave Braxton Tushini as our champion, or our winner of the RNA Junior Young Judges competition. Congratulations, Braxton. Seniors, if you'd like to come out now and stand out behind our juniors, don't go too far away. We're going to get photos of you all, but we'll get our seniors out here now. So we had 9 seniors who spoke on their selections. We want those 9 out in front here. Nine. We've got a lot of you. Good. So highly commended. Mackenzie Taylor. Timothy Connor. Karen Wells. Ella Clark. Liam Cullen. Taj Crocker. Third place, Ella O'Neill. Another one got a good cheer squad here with her. Second, Georgina Buchan. And that'll leave Cody Mortimer as our winner of the Senior Young Judges competition. You've got a good cheer squad too. You get the prize for the most claps. And don't go too far away. We're going to get photos now. Right, from our seniors, once we've got all these photos taken, we'll need first and second to come back up to the table and fill out some paperwork.
Yeah, my name's Will Roberts. I'm one of the counsellors who looks after junior judging, but just on behalf of Gary Noller, who looks after all this, he's down at Silverdale this morning and couldn't be here, but we'd just like to thank everybody involved in organising this. It's wonderful the number of people that give freely of their time for the benefit of others in the R&A junior judging competitions, and we junior judge across about 14 or 15 different sections. So it's a wonderful opportunity for the young people, and I think it's a very important part of the building processes of their life. And no doubt at some stage they're going to have to apply for a job and do these sorts of things. And I see junior judging as a wonderful opportunity for young people to express themselves and to learn how to communicate. And not only those people who got to speak today, but also the other young ones that have been part of the junior judging process at local shows and all that sort of thing. It's a very important part of what we do, and as people have sort of said quite a lot previously, it's not only a building block for their lives, but also it's a building block for our future judges, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity, and the R&A is very proud to be part of the events and give these kids the opportunities that they deserve to allow them to grow, and I think it's a very important part of the process. But a huge thank you to the people who give freely of their time, and also to the people who provided cattle here today. It's a wonderful thing that we do for the young ones, and a very important part of their lives. So thank you very much to everybody.
Yeah, thank you very much, Will, and hopefully in years to come we'll see some of those people who competed here as junior judges today. They'll be then officiating in some of our judging over the shows in years to come. We've got to keep the young people coming through, and it's a good way of doing it to get them educated and up to the job to judge at these shows, not only the royal shows but all the country shows as well, the regional shows. We need the young people coming through.